Hey guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. So today I'm super excited. I get to interview an amazing and a dope entrepreneur. She does a few different things. I'm going to let her tell her story. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Multiple Streams Queen. For the next 30 days, we're going to be going over and talking to some amazing men and women and business owners, talking about different ways that you can make money, and you'll be surprised at the how little it may cost you. So, without further ado, Miss Sheila, if you can give us a quick introduction.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sheila Hill, known as Sheila, the Amazon hustler. And I am a multifaceted entrepreneur. I do a variety of things. But lately, I've been known as Sheila, the Amazon hustler, due to my fame to stop telling my story of how I sold over $10,000 of products on Amazon in my first 30 days. Yes, first 30 days. And then just teaching my blueprint of how I did it. So that's why I'm here for today, to tell you all about it.
Y'all, she's not gatekeeping. She's going to give y'all the information. She's helping people. She has created a mentorship because people are asking her to teach them how to do it. So, I talk mainly about rental arbitrage, right? So I can take somebody else's property and make money from it. It's kind of like the same thing. She does arbitrage, you buying something at a lesser price or a discounted price, and then you get to flip it, maybe. I don't know if that's the word that you want to
Yeah,
use.
that's a word. Yeah.
Sell it at a higher price. So we got to get into this Amazon camp that you have because y'all, it is amazing.
It is. I love it. I love it. So basically, my story on that was during COVID. I have a CBD dispensary. So the backstory on that, I'm a chronic pain sufferer. I call myself a warrior now for over 20 plus years. So I was taking 21 pills and supplements a day, and I found my relief through CBD. So I had a CBD. But during COVID, they closed down everything. So I didn't want it because I use that to give people hope as well who deal with chronic pain, anxiety, or insomnia. So I was like, okay, what can I do? What can I do? I need to make some money. I need some extra income. So with that, I was like, okay, going to YouTube. I went to YouTube and I started researching. So I did candles. I made candles. I was like, oh, I could do a candle company. It was really cool. And I had like the latest thing, like COVID or TikToks or whatever the latest things during that period was. But it wasn't the math while mathing, okay? So I was like, okay, what else can I do? What else can I do? So I think I tried something else. I can't think of it right now. But then I was like, okay, Amazon, like what? So I can buy regular products in Amazon, in my regular stores, and I can sell it for a profit on Amazon. Man, that sounds pretty easy, right? So I was like, okay, well, let me try it. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook groups, everything. So I was like, what do I have to lose? I'm going to try it because I still have bills to pay at my store because I have a brick and mortar. I got to pay the rent, I got to pay the light bills and all that. So I said, okay, I'm going to try it. So I started trying it, and then I was like, what? Did they just did I just make a profit? Did I just sell something? Because I was like, I just did not believe it's going to happen. So I was in a sense of just barely doing the bare minimums to get into the business, to learn how to do it. I didn't buy the printers. I just used my regular Avery labels to label. I didn't buy a label maker. Listen, I didn't buy no shipping scale. I had my regular house scale. Listen, because I was like, I didn't want to put money into it, but what if it doesn't work? So I said, okay. So I started it, and when I got my first sale, I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute, there's something to this. So then I started going to Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Ross, not Target as much. They don't like resellers. Y'all put that down too. Um, And I started going to Trader Joe's and different places. And when I was using so you use a scan tool, you use a third party instrument or app, and you scan the products. So if it costs $5 for you to buy, then it costs, but they're selling it for $10 on Amazon. And by the time Amazon to get your fees, then I get a profit. So you're going to send me that money. So I'm going to get my money back that I bought, that I put in, and a profit. That makes sense, right? So I started doing it, and I was scared to send my first package. I was like, what about it, labor right? What about it? But with Amazon, they were really good because they're really detailed. They're really, really detailed. So I was like, okay. But when I saw it on my app that I actually sold something, it was November 8th. I'll never forget it. I was like, oh my God, I'm onto something. This really works.
So how much would you say it cost you to actually start?
Listen, for me, I told you I didn't buy no extra nothing. Only thing I bought was some boxes, and I was barely buying boxes. I was asking neighbors, y'all got some boxes? Trash day, I was getting boxes. Facebook Marketplace, I was getting boxes. I had to buy some tape. So I would say to put in it minimum 100, minimum.
Wow.
And then to buy your products, then you just have to sort of have a budget. You can do it $100, you can do it $200. So basically, if you start with, say, $100 and you buy your products worth $100, but if you follow my steps, it's going to be profitable. So you're going to get it back, that return. So when you get that profit, you get the $100 plus that profit, then you put it back in. The next time it's $200. And that's how you can build it by not spending a lot of money getting into it. But of course, you can reach that scale quicker if you put more money in it. If you say $500, I buy and that's about how much I started with. I was like, I don't want to do too much. So I did like 500, bought my products. But then the way to read it, to do the research on the products, and that's what I teach my students. You have to understand what the product, how much it sells for, and what's the turnaround, how often does it sell? Because just because it's a good deal doesn't mean that it sells.
Yeah.
So I use an app that shows that. I use Keepa, and it shows for every product on sale that's Amazon sales, it shows how often it sells. Because listen, I had a can of, I don't know, was it a can of sardines, or it was something that didn't sell, but it was a good price. Listen, this sells like once every quarter. And 20 people try to sell it.
Wow. Oh, no.
Yeah, that was like, no, don't do that. So then what happened, once I got to a point where I was getting comfortable, then I said, well, let me invest in myself, because I followed this lady on TikTok and I joined her Facebook. And so she was offering coaching. So I invested in myself to get a one-on-one coach, and it really helped with my foundation. And that's why it's so important for people to invest in themselves, because you want to have a blueprint. You want to have someone who's already done the mistake, so it won't be a costly mistake for you. And from there, baby, woo!
Is that a foundation, Kay?
That pushed my whole mindset, because and yes, in a sense, because she was teaching me, even though I was doing it right, but I was doing it not as far as to scale. I would have scaled not as quickly.
Yeah.
Because like she was like, oh, minimum, this is what you're looking for your profit. Don't take under $5 for your profit per product. And just little tips that she had told me. And I just had my head down and I was just doing it. I was doing it and I was just following. I was not focused on the profit. I was focused on the process.
Yes.
And I began to just get better and better with the process. I didn't even realize I was killing it. I just thought, hey, I see my profits coming in and I'm good. Right? So it wasn't until I was on a Facebook group, and there was this man. He said, "I finally reached my goal. Me and my wife have been doing it, and we've been doing it for 4 months. And we finally reached our goal. We sold 10K profit of products."
Wow.
So I say, "Oh," everybody was like, "Congratulations, congratulations." I was like, "Congratulations." And that's what made me think, oh, let me go check my numbers. What have I done so far? So I'm thinking that is the goal, 10K in 4 months. So when I looked and I said, oh, what? What? Are you killing the game? Are you killing me? Are you kidding me? So yeah, so when I checked mine was like 10.39K in 28 days.
Wow.
28 days. So I went back to that Facebook group and I was like, "Hey guys," and you gotta post your receipt because ain't nobody gonna believe it until they see that receipt. So I posted my numbers and I was like, I did this in 30 days, less than 30 days. And everybody went crazy. They was like, "Oh my God, you're killing it." And I was like, "Oh my God, I am." Yeah. So from there, it was just like, oh my goodness. And then from there, it was 10K and then 12K, then 13, then 35 and 65K. And it just kept going and going. Yes. So from there, it was just understanding the process and investing. Those are the two keys that I would say that just got me to where I am.
Investing early, because a lot of times you can Google and YouTube anything,
Right.
but you can't Google someone's experience. You
Exactly.
can Google the good and the bad that they've gone through. Like, you're literally, when you get mentors and coaches, you literally get in a cheat sheet. Now you
Exactly.
studying in school and you go to take a test. You, with a mentor or a coach, you getting a cheat sheet. They have been through
Most
it.
definitely. Most
They've gone through
definitely.
it.
It is so worth it.
So what would you say to someone who wants to start this business, but maybe they're scared? Maybe they think that they're going to lose their money. What would you say to them if they have their last $500?
I would say take that $500, buy my master class. I would say invest. You have to invest in your knowledge because if you take that 500 and you just start buying products, you're not gonna. It's not gonna work because you don't know which products is gonna work. So you have to invest in the education, right? So once you have an education, I would say get like a master class or even an ebook or something so you can have the base to understand because it's really hard to find that on YouTube because they're saying, oh, go buy these products from Ross and sell it for this amount. Yes, but is it going to sell? Are you going to get your money back? So that's what I would say for someone. Just don't jump in so much without doing that work.
Yeah,
Most
I
definitely.
agree. When I got Airbnb, I have taken countless number of webinars, courses, classes. I have a
Yeah.
coach, and it has paid off for me. I don't know about anybody else, but I see other people in
Right.
Airbnb groups, and they don't have mentors and coaches, and it shows.
Right. It
So I
shows.
definitely agree with that. And guys, I don't want you to feel like people is trying to sell you something, right? Because I'm doing this series so you guys know that there's a million ways for you to make money in this world,
Yes.
right? You're sitting at home and you're trying to figure out a way to make extra income. And there are so many different ways and so many different things that you can do, but people have invested in themselves to do the business that they're doing and to do the business that they're successful in. And if you can imagine 1,000 people hopping in Miss Sheila inbox asking her to teach them, it's
Yeah.
stopping her from running her business.
Most
So
definitely.
I believe in investing in yourself, even if it's just a small amount, for her to stop and take the time to show you and help you and hold your hand to do it. Like, out to me, it's a no brainer. It's a no
Most
brainer.
definitely. Yeah.
But I want to talk about something else that Miss Sheila taught me, because we're in a mentorship together, and she came on and she taught us about ChatGPT. Can you talk briefly about that? Because y'all, I was like, what?
Yes. Oh my goodness. ChatGPT. We're friends. I love it. I love it. It is artificial intelligence. It came out like last year in November. But it's just they're offering it free. They're actually in the beta. But what it does is it researches with so many different computers talking to each other in the background. And when you ask it a question, it's more than just Google. They're reaching other sources in the background to come up with your answer. So when you put your information in, if you're asking what is the best jobs for healthcare, and then as you put it in there, it's going to research. But the more information you put in it, in your prompt, we call it prompts or inputs, the more information you put in it, the more it will give you in your details for your answer. And there's so many different ways that it can respond back to you in the tones. So if I wrote an email, I copied my email and I want to do a response to that email, I'm going to put that whole email into ChatGPT, and then I'm going to say, respond to this email in a compassionate tone.
Wow.
So it's going to respond. And then I could say, respond to this in a promotional tone. So there's so many different tones and writing styles that you can ask it to do. And you can do it in Spanish. You can do it in your favorite author. One day I was playing around with it. I was like, hey, respond as if Oprah Winfrey was responding. And that's the response it gave me.
Wow.
So it can help you write ebooks. It can help you write books, do business plans. It can also help you do spreadsheets and budgets. The more information, like if I wanted to start a rental car company, and I would say, start a rental car company do me a budget for a company making $250,000 a year.
Oh, wow.
So with that, it's going to do the breakdown by inventory, everything, and it breaks it down. Even down to personal, if you wanted to do a recipe for whatever you got in your house, just say, I got shrimp, I got grits, I got some corn or whatever, put those items in there, create me a meal, and it will tell you meals and it'll bring it all together.
Wow.
Yes. It's so much depthness of it. It can code. It can give you descriptions of if you want a t-shirt design. It doesn't do images, but it does like a t-shirt design for boys in the South who are empowered. So the more keywords you put, the more it's going to describe what to put on a t-shirt.
Wow. Y'all.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's
Y'all,
so good.
y'all better tap in. You're a best-selling author, right? How long did it actually take you to write your book? And now we got ChatGPT, but how long did it take you to write your book? And can you tell us a little bit about it?
So with my book, it is actually anthology. So a group that I'm in, and with that, we wrote chapters. Mm-hmm. So the name of the book is Girl, Your Brand is a Big Deal. So it took me, for my chapter, it took me probably by maybe a few weeks, maybe 2 to 3 weeks to write it, to rewrite it, to get it to what I wanted to say. Had I had ChatGPT, it probably would have took me an hour and a half. Yeah. And what I want to say too about ChatGPT, be careful because if you're using it to write your copyright for your website or things like that, Google and ChatGPT are not friends. It will show up as a spam, or it will show up. So you have to be careful when it gives you your information, rearrange the words to you, right? So you know, for certain things that you're putting on the internet. So even when you're writing a book, you can sort of run it through a plagiarism checker to make sure, because we don't know what all the sources is getting from. So you want to make sure you cover yourself. Use it more as a guide. Definitely use it as a guide to get you where you want to go. But if it's like for an email or something like that, oh yeah. And your Airbnb, yes, I have an Airbnb. I use it for responding back to my customers, my guests. Yep, I sure do. I'll be sounding so professional and educated.
See, but Sheila is not playing about putting her money to work. Okay.
No, that's not. Oh, and it's really good when you do your descriptions for your Airbnb, baby. You just put a few of them words in there. They're like, oh, I gotta stay there. Yes.
Wow. Wow. So are you teaching when is your next class or mentorship for the Amazon?
So the Amazon is just starting now. So I'm having enrollment. I have 4 more slots available. We had our meet and greet on Monday. So it is opening, and I'm depending on the situation. I do have oh, it rolls over enrollment, but right now we're trying to get everyone in. So like I said, we have 4 more slots, and that is a 3 months intensive mentorship where we meet every week on Mondays on Zoom, and we hit it hard because I believe that, hey, listen, I did this in 30 days, less than 30 days, right? So I believe the more time you give people, the more time they have to procrastinate. But if you hit it and you expect, hey, in 3 months, we're gonna be finished. You're gonna be successful, and we're gonna be finished instead of dragging it out 6 months, 12 months, because people just get too relaxed. So with that, that's coming. Yeah, that's now. That's open enrollment now. So I'm ready for that, and I'm excited for the new ones coming in. Because what I'm doing, I'm also teaching them the ChatGPT, and I'm
Wow.
teaching them, yes, and I'm teaching them how to use it, and then how to use it in the Amazon business as well.
Yeah.
Yes,
Both of them together are game changers. Like when she
yes,
did that class, I was like really, really like mind blown. Like
I know.
it is a game changer.
It
So I
is.
was paying for, I was able to cut off subscriptions and use Chat GPT, like literally.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yes, sis,
So how can
yes.
they find you? I pinned her YouTube there on the banner. You guys can see at the bottom, but how else can they find you?
On Instagram, Sheila the Amazon Hustler, and also on Facebook, Sheila Hill. On YouTube, I really haven't. I just started my YouTube not too long ago, so I haven't really put a lot of Amazon information on it yet. So that's coming. But IG or Facebook. Facebook is like my number 1 platform for some reason, but I love it. But yeah, reach out to me if you have questions. I would love to reach out and just you throw your ideas out there because you can make extra income. It doesn't matter whether if you have a full-time job, part-time job, you're at home mom, you can fit it in. You can shop on one day out of the week. You can do it on the weekends. Some people make 6 figures just doing the fourth quarter, during the holidays. So whatever model that you choose, you can do it. So don't make an excuse. That's the number 1 thing. Do not make an excuse. You can make this fit. And on top of that, I want to tell people too that everything that you want, everything that you need is within you. Okay? So when we look out for these things to make money, and I'm going to tell you with my Amazon, the way I did it was I heard the saying, sometimes you can make more money teaching what you do than actually doing what you do. So I just did a brain search and I did a brain dump. Like, what do I know? What do I know? I'm like, oh, I can do this. I do t-shirts. I do this. I started thinking. So then one day I said, okay, well, I teach Amazon. Maybe somebody might be interested if I teach them how. Because I was at a point where I was trying to teach my family, my neighbors, everybody in my area. I was doing it for free because I was like, y'all need to jump in. It's like, oh my God, we making the money over here. And one day I made a post on Facebook. I said, hey, if I teach y'all how to sell on Amazon, will y'all pay me $47 for the class? Listen, for a whole hour, my comments was popping. And then I was like, uh-oh, I don't have a class. I was like, oh no. So I was like, more information to come, more information to come.
But you
So
put that class together.
I was selling the class before I actually had the class. That right there is a bar. You can sell something before you actually had it. So I put all my notes together. I put all my notes together, made some slides. I had the class. It was like 55 people showed up for my class for $47. And then before I finished my class, they were saying, is there going to be a resale? Yes. The resale is $97 because I was giving so much information, you know? And then resale for $97. Okay. And then I'm like, oh, that's only going to last for 2 weeks. Now the replay is $197. So it was like, that's extra income. Then it was just like, oh, well, I'm going to have a mentorship. The mentorship, here we go. Here's your mentorship. I was shocked that people was joining the mentorship. It was almost $1,000. I was like, oh, what? So you telling me over the weekend I actually made what $6,000 just by something that I knew that I was teaching?
Something you love doing.
Exactly. Yep. So that's why I want to tell people, you have to research who you are and be comfortable. What do you know? You are an expert in something. You can make money off your intellect. Mm-hmm. And don't be afraid. Do it ugly, do it scared, just do it. Because, baby, on my back end, I didn't have no automations, girl. Listen, when they would make the order, I would get it, and I would just go into my email and send it real quickly, like it was automated. I had to borrow my friend's VA just to make my landing page. I'm so serious.
But you figured it out. You got the information.
Figured it out. Done is better than perfect. We just be into our heads too much. Just get it done. It does not have to be pretty perfected later. You know, now it's a whole lot better, thank goodness. But, you know, perfect it. And then you just keep building on that and just keep building.
Yeah.
I can do it. Anybody can do it.
Guys, I just told y'all about making digital products with doing something that you love, because whatever it is that you love doing, somebody else has a hard time doing it, or they don't know how to do it. It's nothing wrong with packaging that up in a digital product, ebook, webinar, class, mentorship, and helping and showing somebody else the way. Like, yes, you just said it.
Yeah, boom. Just get it done. Just do it. Get out your head. Let's go. Yeah, it's so much. It's so much you can do. Yes.
Well, I want to thank you for taking the time out to do this interview. I want y'all to go show Miss Sheila's YouTube page some love, her Instagram, find her on Facebook if you're trying to get into her program or find out more information about what she does. At the bottom here, at Sheila C. Hill, is her YouTube channel. Go over there and show her some love, and go to Facebook if you need to. And get in her class if you're trying to get into the Amazon industry and make some money like she has been able to do and be successful. Yes, go find her. So I'm not going to bring you guys anybody that I cannot vouch for. I have been watching her. We've been friends on Facebook for some months, and she has receipts, not only her own, but her other students, her other mentees. They have receipts. She's teaching them, and it works. So, hey, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on, Danielle. I really appreciate it. You're doing your thing too, sis. I see you. I see you in these streets. Keep doing what you're doing. It's an inspiration, so keep doing it. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. And I'm going to drop her links too in the description, so you guys will have it there too. But if you want to go follow her on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, please do so. Show her some love in the comments, and I'm sure she'll be able to come back and answer some questions when she has some time. Thank you. We're going to sign off now.
All right. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.